Hey guys, welcome to the Path of Me. I'm your host, Wendy Hutchinson, and today I'm talking about all the shifts that we are seeing out in the world and also experiencing personally. This is such an incredible time to be living on our beautiful planet. There is an incredible amount of change happening, both internally and externally. And they also say, as above, so below. So there's a multidimensional aspect to this, also an energetic aspect to this. And it's important that we pay close attention to what we're feeling inside, what direction we're being guided to follow, and then taking aligned and appropriate action. Because it's important right now to really pay attention to our energy, to really protect our energy, to align with what we know and feel is appropriate for us right now. And sometimes that requires us to say no to people. It requires us to remove people from our lives and things, and even maybe narratives that don't support us. It's difficult. It's difficult because we are very attached to many things that don't support our journey here. And that has been a huge part of our programming. We're taught to behave, we're taught to be quiet, especially as women, we're taught to nurture others, and never that it was so selfish to pour into ourselves. And what I've found during my process of transformation and my journey of healing is that's just bullshit. Straight up bullshit. It's important for us right now to take care of ourselves, to nurture and love and heal ourselves. And this is so important because we need to come forward right now from a healthy place to be in service to others. The old paradigm was service at our expense. The new paradigm is serving from a place of oneness, wholeness, fully healed, and energetically pouring out from the overflow, not creating a deficit. So that's my bit on energy, but let's talk about the transitions that we're going through. Many people agreed to come into this life for this exact moment in human history, to participate and connect and create community and support for others. And now is the time. And that can look a million different ways, depending on who you are and what your gifts are and what you're being guided to do. But the important thing that I want to share is it's an uncomfortable time because transitions mean we don't always know what's coming. Transitions mean we need to let go of things that no longer support us or feel right or feel aligned. And that can include letting go of good friends that you've had for a long time that you're just kind of vibrating and not resonating anymore in different frequencies, or family members, or jobs, homes, locations of where you live. Everything has an energetic signature, and you are changing. So as you change and you heal a little bit and you become more in tune with yourself and what's important to you, you start to kind of see the facade that has been playing out around you, that we've all been pretending that everything is great, and everything's not. You may have a partner that's not supportive or diminishes you, or you may have people in your life that treat you with disrespect. You may be feeling this really strong pull forward into your soul purpose and mission, and people around you just can't see your vision. They may criticize you, diminish you, encourage you not to go forward because that's crazy, or you're crazy, right? If you're an intuitive, or you work with energy, or you are seeing things beyond this world in reality, which we know is tangible, you will appear crazy to people who don't have the bandwidth to access that. I mean, our truth is our truth, and we need to really align with that. And what I know is I trust myself. What I know is I am guided forward fully on a soul level, and I follow that guidance. And when I do, beautiful things align for me. The right opportunities come, the right people come. I find people are supportive of my work instead of criticizing or intimidated by my work or jealous or whatever, fill in the blank for yourself, right? I find as we step forward into leadership roles, as we step forward into our power and purpose, whatever that looks like, and it doesn't have to be huge, right? It could just be your love of baking and you share energy codes through your bread and your cakes and your cookies or whatever. Don't judge the process. Don't judge what you are being guided to do, because every role is important. Every single thing serves a purpose. And together, when we are in our lanes and we are aligned, we are participating in supporting the greater good and creating a new world. It starts with us. So as you're in these transition spaces, it's very uncomfortable because you're often leaving things behind that are very comfortable, and you're very deeply rooted in those patterns and those programs and those relationships. And it is so hard to extricate yourself out. And on the flip side, you're being called forward, but you may not have a full understanding of what that direction is. You may not have a plan. You just know you have this deep resonant soul calling on your heart. And what do you do with that, right? It's really unnerving, especially for people who don't have a lot of faith in the process, who don't really believe in themselves, who have a lot of maybe trauma to unpack still, but like in your soul, in your bones, you're being called forward into a direction, and it's a different direction. So it can be terrifying. So I just wanted to offer a couple of tips for you to help you during this transitional phase. And the first thing I want to say is trust yourself. Trust your inner knowing. You know yourself better than anyone. You know your heart, you know your soul, you know your truth, your alignment. You know who you are. Nobody can tell you who you are or what you should be doing. You know yourself better than anyone, so trust yourself. That's the first thing. The second thing is to nurture yourself and your soul. And by that, I'm not talking about a spa day. Yes, that's really nice. I'm not talking about, a yoga practice. Yes, those things are supportive. Okay. But I'm talking about nurturing your inner being, your narrative, how you speak to yourself, how you relate to yourself, how you love yourself. And that's different. It's not external, it's internal. It's an internal dialogue. It's important to speak to yourself with love and compassion. It's important to hold space for yourself to go through hard things and know that you are not breaking. You're breaking through. You're moving forward. And that cracks you open sometimes. Sometimes when your heart is breaking, you're actually being cracked open. Sometimes when your heart is breaking because you're leaving something, it's because you were supposed to leave that a long time ago. And you're losing an attachment to it. And you might feel a lot of grief around it, because change can be terrifying and loss can feel so heavy and heartbreaking. But on the flip side, you're also being cracked open and encouraged to really dial in to who you are and why you are here. And I will tell you that every one of you is important and you matter, and your work matters, and what you're being called to matters. And I'm not talking about some ego bullshit. I got to make X amount of dollars. I got to scale my business. I have to be successful. Okay, all of that is a chosen journey. That doesn't define who you are. That's a journey people choose to learn something about themselves. This journey is not about success or failure. It's about healing. It's about learning who you are. It's about dialing into your truth. It's about releasing trauma and being able to really observe the world around you with detachment and yet keep an open heart. And let me tell you, that is so challenging. It is so challenging. But as you master yourself, as you heal, you're going to get there. And as you heal and you really begin choosing yourself in all things, you know, it's important to know that's not selfish. To become empowered, to become the person you are meant to be, means a constant devotion to your well-being, constant devotion and choosing to things that support you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. There are so many components to this, right? So I want to encourage you to really be compassionate and kind towards yourself through this transition. I want you to know that what you're doing has never been done before with your energetic signature and frequency. There might be a million life coaches out there, and there probably are, but no one's going to be you. No one's going to do it your way. And what's important is to really, really trust your process and trust your guidance and do you and do it your way. Nothing is going to remain the same. This paradigm is crumbling because it's no longer serving and maybe has never served the greater good. And we're going through a huge transition right now. The next 5 years is going to be massive in terms of change. And it's important that you really, really dial in and really anchor in energetically to your inner being. So trust yourself, show compassion and kindness towards yourself, and believe in yourself. That's a huge component too. You may have been raised in an environment that didn't emotionally support you or nurture you, because our parents' generation had a lot of trauma and wounds, right? They were coming on the heels of post-World War II or the Vietnam War. There was a lot of chaos and struggle and PTSD and suffering. And when a global culture is going through that, there aren't many people who are focused on nurturing their children in the way that children need to be nurtured. So you may have been raised in a family that was successful and you might have had great vacations and nice homes and the things, but a lot of people have not had deep emotional nurturing and support because their parents didn't have the capacity for it. They weren't wired for it. That's not how they were raised. So it's important that we give that to ourselves and we give that to our children who are the future. You know, our children are coming in so awake and alive. And I have a granddaughter who's 2 that just came in like turned on. You know, she's totally aligned with who she is and fearless. And the children are just wired to be themselves. So we really need to be mindful about nurturing them as well, right? Encouraging their spirit and their truth, because they are going to truly change the world. But I just want to remind you that you matter, and whatever you're being called to matters. And this isn't a pass fail situation. This is about you following your heart. And so many of these templates have not been written yet. So the catch-22 is there's an energetic path laid for you, but it's not physical and tangible. You actually have to step on the path that you cannot see for the road to rise and meet you and for the path to be revealed. So you're looking ahead and you may not see a path. You can feel something, but you may not see it. But it's important to know that you actually have to step forward for the path to rise and meet you and unfold. It's like this energetic commitment to what's coming. So anyway, I'm here to support your journey. I offer one-to-one sessions for soul guidance, but truly what I do is help you heal soul trauma. That's really what I do. I always think it's going to be this normal coaching session. It never is. There's energy work involved. There's trauma healing involved. There's, higher heart, higher mind connection, things that happen. It's not your normal session. There's a lot that happens to empower you and reconnect you to your power and source and truth. So if you are interested, you can reach out to me. Go to my website. It's alinealifecoaching.com, ALINEA, lifecoaching.com. And book a session. But I wanted to remind you that you are so important, and you were born into this lifetime for this moment right here, right now. And it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are or how much experience you have. None of that matters. What matters is that you follow your heart and you have the courage to do what you're here to do. So I'm sending love to all of you. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Join me on my social media. I put so much positive content there. My Instagram is at mamahutch47. And I have a Facebook page. It's Alinea Life Coaching. And I also have a personal page, Wendy Hutchinson. So you can find me anywhere or just Google my name. I will come up. Anyway, I love you all. Good luck navigating these shifts, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.